A particular place. Let's exemplify it. When Ejabin went to the USA, he sojourned in Mexico before coming to Ghana. Sojourn.
What happened? Let's now bring you our video of the day. Title of the song. Very nice song also. I like it. So that's our video of the day. It's now time for Caught Today. Mutala is here with Caught Today. Mutala, yeah.
Serwaa, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? I'm doing very well.
I like
How
your
are you
African
too?
way. I'm good. We love it when it is Friday.
Well, yeah, for many reasons.
Many reasons. But if you ask me if I'm loving today being Friday, I'm telling you not, because tomorrow and Sunday, the pressure alone is more than...
What's happening tomorrow and Sunday?
No, there are some personal stuff that I need to get involved in.
Oh, you
and
have
so
school?
I will not be resting. It's not easy. So when you see those days when weekends are coming and you are seeing the action, the football energy, the environment, it tries to get into
you. They call you captain, meaning you play really good football.
Yeah, I'm a good footballer. Had it not been certain things that happened, probably I should be the captain of the Black Stars by now.
Oh, sorry. So you wouldn't enjoy your weekend for the next how many years? I'm actually not. I'm not sorry.
I'm not by
me. Anyway, what have you got for us?
I'm taking you to the Criminal Court 3 in relation to charges pressed against the former NPA boss, Alhaji Mustafa Hamid.
Okay.
Yesterday, he was in court in relation to some charges pressed against him and some 9 others. In all, there are 10 accused persons. 7 of them are human beings. 3 of them are companies, and they have been alleged of largely extorting money. The CD components over 200 million Ghana cedis, and when you take the dollar component over $300,000. And yesterday, the video you see on your screen is how Mustafa Hamid appeared in court with a large crowd, as you can see, persons who were there to sympathize with him. And of course, the other accused persons, all of them made their appearance. Yesterday, the OSP noted that last year, within the legal year setting, in July, they filed the charge sheet. Their pleas were taken, they pleaded not guilty, and then they were granted bail on some 25 counts. Fast forward, following new discoveries, the OSP has filed an amended charge sheet. Yesterday, their plea were supposed to have been taken. Now, he realized that some of the justices have been elevated to the Court of Appeal, so some of the High Court have been vacant, and they were yet to assign judges. Yesterday, the Criminal Court 4, which was previously manned by Justice Mary Mami Kweyenzu, had a new judge, Justice Betta Enieje. Now, when the case was called, the special prosecutor's representative as principal prosecutor, Adli Kobri, indicated to the court that the business of the day was to substitute the new charge sheet with the old one and have the plea of the accused persons taken. However, the indication is that that charge sheet has been assigned to the Criminal Court 4. And so their intention to have the old one withdrawn and accused persons discharged and the new one preferred will have to wait, because the new charge sheet before the new court has been fixed for the 9th of December. Consequently, they want the withdrawal of the old charge sheet done the same day that the new charge sheet will be moved. Consequently, the accused persons and their lawyers have also agreed to that particular arrangement, and the court has adjourned the case to the 9th of December. So 9th of December, Mustafa Hamid and the other accused persons will be in court, and their respective plea will be taken in relation to the charges the OSP has preferred against. And the current one has a count of 54.
Okay.
Cecilia Lapa, I'm sure it's been a while you heard that.
Yeah.
That
well, what's the latest? Which one were you in court for yesterday? That of the late?
I'm sure you can see a squad in handcuffs, clearly giving you the indication of the one that involved the criminal leg of the case involving the mates. Patience Boucher, that's Patience Boucher in the yellow down, the scarf, and right at the moment when they were being conveyed from the court. Yesterday, the faith prosecution witness testified, Gloria Abrefi.
So they are still in custody?
Yes, they are still in custody. They have been granted bail,
but they have not been able to meet their bail conditions.
Their respective bail terms.
Do they have legal representation?
They do. Each of them have their legal representation. Yesterday, indeed, when the case came up,
they haven't applied for bail variation?
It was an issue that came up yesterday. In fact, they came to the court. The bail was varied at a point. They couldn't meet it. Yesterday, they raised the point that they want the court to vary the bail conditions further. The court said that, look, even the attitude of the lawyers in the case, sometimes they come, sometimes they not come, and all. The court is finding it very difficult to even do such a thing. But the court has asked them to come formally for the prosecution to also respond to that, for a consideration to be taken in relation to that. But as we speak, all of them are in prison custody and all of that. But in respect of what happened yesterday, the fifth prosecution witness testified, and she makes the point that the husband owned a property, an 11-unit bedroom house, chamber and hall self-contained at Budumburam, and the fifth accused person, Christiana H. offered to buy. In fact, the first day that the agents brought the fifth accused person, went to search the property, immediately she agreed to purchase the property and said, well, guess how much the property worth? 800,000 Ghana cedis. And she said that, look, that same day, from the project side where the facility is. They moved to her home where payments, show them the document, and after everything, they moved to the bank and made payment there, right there. And so the testimony was to the effect that the fifth accused person has purchased a property from her, 11 units, chamber and hall self-contained at Bujumbura. But yesterday, during cross-examination, that came up heavily. The accused person and their lawyers are saying, no, we never bought any property from you. You have not showed that any receipts indicating that we bought properties from you. But the witness is saying that the receipt I have is a bank statement, the bank record of we going to the bank, deposit made, and the accused person signing his portion, and she also signed a version of the. As we speak, the case has been adjourned to December, sometime in December, for continuation, where the sixth witness will testify. So this case is still pending. Yesterday, Madam Sida Dapa and the husband, both of them were absent in court, but the witness were there. And Justice Marie Louise Simmons is the one conducting this case. So going forward, we know, and the prosecution next witness, we understand that is the investigator who will be coming to testify. Will be there in all of that. So that stolen funds from the home of Madam Sida Dapa, which gave birth to a lot of issues that even the OSP went in at some point in time, seized properties, funds from Madam Sida Dapa. At the point in time, he said, look, I don't have the mandate to investigate corruption, or there's nothing that connects or the money being corruption or corruption-related funds. So refer the matter to Yoko to investigate money laundering. So we are still waiting to see what will become of that case. This is the case that gave birth to that particular one. So we'll be following that, and then we'll bring you up to date as and when it comes up in court. So these are the things that will happen. But before I go, I want you to help me celebrate somebody, Serwaa.
Who?
Yes. Director, just show me a picture and I'll tell you who the person is. I'm sure it's somebody that you meet. Director, please, let's display the picture. So This morning we'll be celebrating the registrar of the general jurisdiction, the registrar of the criminal courts, probate and financial court, all of them in the law court complex, Madame Doris Dansoa. And there she goes.
Oh,
I'm sure you've met her.
Not yet, but happy birthday to you. This is a very special birthday because, I mean, usually we'll do the birthdays at the end of the show. Yes. But happy birthday to you, Senior.
Yes. So and, Doris Dansoa.
I'll come and look for you.
You need to go and look for
her. She's at the GJ.
Yes, general jurisdiction. Yeah. So she's in charge of all the. You know, the general jurisdiction, they have to about 13 or 14. The criminal court, 5 of them. The financial court, about 9, and the probate court. So when you go to the high court, and she has been of a good assistance to me in my line of duty and all of that.
I'll go and look for her. I'll go and look for her on Monday. And guess what? Today also is the birthday of my boss at Robert Smith.
Oh.
Mr. Bobby Bansing, Esquire.
Happy birthday, Esquire.
Yes.
Such an amazing boss.
Yes. Happy birthday to Bobby. We wish him the very best.
If you are connected when you are closer to him, things that you learn, I really appreciate. He gave me 2 books, and I've never regretted reading the books. Senior, happy birthday to you.
Yeah. It's his birthday, and so we will do all the birthdays. I'm sure there are people who are watching and wondering when we'll do their
they'll come. The
wishes.
Please
don't worry, the birthday wishes will come. We had to do these ones because they are special, and you know you are special as well.
But everyone is special.
Everyone is special. Happy birthday to you if you're celebrating your birthday today. All right, is that all? What's
yes,
coming
that's all
we
have for you today. So we'll give you details of the Sida Dapa one, and we'll also bring you details of the Dubois in sitting. The day before yesterday, I gave you a lineup of very packed. So we'll be giving you an update of some of those that we have not been able to bring you details. So these are the things that we should be expecting by way of what is coming up in court.
All right, Mutala, thank you so much. Stay with me. After the break, we'll continue with the show, but we have a new Chief Justice Justice Paul Bafuboni. Murtala, you didn't talk about it. You may want to come back. Yeah. Director, pardon us. Murtala didn't talk about that. So we have a new Chief Justice.
We do.
Let's quickly take you back to Parliament. What happened yesterday when the Speaker announced that we have a new Chief Justice?
The motion has accordingly been adopted. This Honorable House has accordingly approved the nomination of Justice Paul Bafuboni as Chief Justice of the Republic in accordance with Article 114, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution, respectively. I want to take this opportunity to, on behalf of the House, congratulate the nominee on his approval by Parliament. I urge the nominee to take all what has happened right up from the day of the nomination up to his approval, I should say prior approval by Parliament, into consideration in his tenure of office. Once again, congratulations.
Has approved the nominations of Justice Paul Bafuboni. 17 years on the Supreme Court bench. I'm not saying within the justice, 17 years at the Supreme Court. And I think that he deserves his moment at this particular point in time.
And there's an answer that he gave when he was asked about his nomination and whether he agrees to the school of thought that he was nominated because he voted
for President Mahama during the 2013 election petition.
And he said that he would be disappointed if that is the only reason why the president would nominate him.
Absolutely.
That's something that I would say, you know. It's like thinking that, because
all that he's done within the past period, none of them matters. Only that singular act.
You know, these days, I am very careful of the things that I say on TV because I realize that every time after the show, especially our conversation.
Okay, tell me more.
The videos find themselves on social media. So these days, I can't even say the things that I want to say. But it's like me learning for 5 years and you're coming to tell me that Sisi are the lawyer now. Nonsense. I am for you to go and do something. If you think
that's below the
easy,
belt.
Go and do it.
Below the belt. If you say lawyer now, well, let the person
imagine. It's like saying, because she's pretty. Hello.
The person have no idea.
That cannot be the only reason why I am a lawyer.
If you sit down and this is the only reason you can think about, then I'm sorry for you.
And you know what? I've seen people who have said that they're way prettier, but that's good. So if you
it's not your fault. Is it your fault to be pretty?
Please go to law school and become a lawyer. I actually want to see more lawyers. And the Chief Justice answered a question when he was asked about too many lawyers. And he said, we don't even have enough lawyers.
We need more lawyers.
We need more lawyers. As it stands, with our population and the number of lawyers we have, the ratio is about 1 lawyer to 7,000.
The license were a little over 8,000.
Yes, so he said it, that a lawyer is to like what? 1,600. 10,600.
3,000 plus.
Oh, please, don't say the thing well because I can't hear you. One lawyer is to 3,600 clients, Ghanaians.
It's that's inadequate.
Yes, woefully inadequate. Yes, at least it should be about 1 lawyer to 300 people, as we have seen in other jurisdictions, because the Chief Justice said it.
Yeah.
But you people still think that there are too many lawyers. No, I do not think so. We actually need more lawyers.
I'm sure that
if you think that the country needs more doctors and more engineers, what are you waiting for? Go and become a doctor or become an engineer
over the years, we have people being engineers and they still want to read law. My personal admonition for people to
that's
read
not
law,
the issue.
No, I'm even trying to say that it is not wrong to decide to read law. And if I have my own way, I would say that it should be compulsory that each and everyone will read law. The reason being that in our daily life, our day-to-day activities, we need the law to be able to move successfully. You can do things on your own with the knowledge of the law that you have without getting yourself in difficulty. If you have the background of the law, do you think that you get yourself involved in certain acts or certain transactions that ordinarily you would have gotten yourself involved in? So the law, each and everyone need to make an attempt to learn. If you don't want to do it, that is not the person who decides to do his problem.
You mean if you don't want to even practice it, you just need to have an idea?
Yes, do.
And like I said, if you think that Ghana needs to produce more doctors and engineers, make sure you are a doctor.
Free to go and read.
An engineer before you come and tell us this tale. I've seen a lot.
I'm sure
there are some things.
The call to buy.
Some people on Twitter, some guys, some living things.
This man you want to throw shade there.
Who have made such pronouncements, and they don't do anything. They don't do anything for themselves.
You need one city data, and you okay.
Oh, that one, me, I don't say those things because whatever data you have, as long as you have data is 500 CD data, it's really connected, up to you. Yeah. But if you are not an engineer, you cannot say we should produce more engineers.
Because you have no
what
idea.
Are you sitting there doing?
You can be one.
Go to school and become an engineer. Go to school and become a doctor. Go to school and become a pharmacist. Or whatever you want to do, and leave people to do what they want to do. If somebody wants to be a nurse, somebody wants to be whatever, leave people to pursue what they want to pursue.
But
those
people also challenge you to always move ahead, so it's good. When they are
already challenged in my house. It is not social media people who come and challenge me. Anyway, that's enough for the morning. So congratulations to our new Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo-Boni. And we are looking forward to the swearing in. And there's,
the day you met him in Kumasi.
Yes.
Yeah, I
said that I wish him the best in the vetting.
If only he was.
And
it will happen. Yeah.
That's a photo of him there. And you see, I see Lovelace. Oh, that's Justice Henry Jamefe. I see Dr. Justice Tremsai as well. I see Marietta. I see her ladyship, Lovelace there. She gave me my certificate at the call. Yes, and I see his wife there as well, who is a prison director. And I've also seen people making a fuss over the statement he made about Atai. Sometimes we like to over-sensationalize things. We know the context in which the thing was said. But the key thing is, the sentence that was handed to Atai, was it within the remit of the law?
So I say that when you go and pick the judgment of the courts and you associate that with what he's saying, you realize that they are far apart.
It was. And if you lived through the era of Atai, the people that were calling for his death, people were calling that he be shot. People, at sight.
Atai and Johnson Combian.
And how many years later, people are acting as if the Chief Justice has said what is not supposed to be said? Hey, the hypocrisy in this country.
The justice for Atai. Those who know Atai will know that one. Even those when you are doing something, say, hey, Atai is coming. Then you need to look for cover.
Anyway, it's time for sports with Jones Aji. Today, Jones is early in the studio, so I have no excuse to not put him on. But trust me that he's coming with all his list of
the girlfriends, and then I know a couple of them. You didn't say.
Right, so it's time for sports. Jones is here. Jones, how are you?
I'm all right. Good morning.
You shaved your hair and your beard.
Yeah, I'm a man of my word. I did it for Molly School.
What was going to do again?
Semi-finals. We're supposed to get the semi-finals, but
Yes, and Tuaseb didn't qualify. You. What are you saying?
Oh, what do you mean by Yes and Tuaseb?
Do you
know that the current Minister for Roads is a Maulian?
So.
Yes.
Do you know how many people went to Yas and Tuaseb?
Should you want us to do this morning?
Oh, I don't have. You are the one that went on the bet and you lost.
Ogbe, who put together literature. It's a Maulian.
Okay.
So if you want us to do it, we can do it this morning, but there's no time. So we'll start off with the Star Corporate Walk. December 6th. Oh, my Esquire, Asemba today.
No, it's because of what Banini said into my ear.
Anyway, the Star Corporate Walk will be happening on the 6th of December, and we're inviting everyone to join us on that 6th of December because it's going to be fun. In fact, if you want to be part, let's just watch this. Let's watch this.
Stepping out on Saturday, December 6, 2025. We're meeting at 6 a.m. at the GHOne TV Star FM premises. So grab your colleagues, call your friends, bring the entire crew. It's about staying healthy, keeping fit, and enjoying great company whilst we walk. Organized by Star 103.5 FM with amazing support from GHOne TV and Kasapa FM. And yes, powered by EIB Sports. We're also proud to be walking with the National Health Insurance Authority and Ridge Hospital, promoting wellness for all of us. We say a special thank you to our sponsors, GHOne, The Luckiest, and McFelix Plantain Chips. You already know that crunch gives you energy. So go ahead and mark it now. Saturday, December 6, 2025. Don't miss it. The Star Corporate Walk. Let's stay fit. Let's stay connected together.
So, sorry, I forgot it's your segment. Go ahead.
6th December would be here at GHOne TV and Star FM. Let's link up Star Corporate Walk and let's have fun. Stay healthy. So let's get to volleyball because the Super Volleyball Championship would start this Sunday. We'll be bringing you that live, and the live draw happened. Let's just take a look at the short report.
The fair and transparent draw was held live on GHOne TV with all clubs fully represented. Mr. Alfred Ni Akufu, Technical Director of the Super Volleyball Championship, led the way to put the 16 teams in their various pools. Pool A for the women's teams drew the Ghana Air Force, AS Douanis from Burkina Faso, Ghana Police and the Ghana Army. The Calibi Nigeria Customs, LWAC Wings, and the Ghana Immigration Women's teams were placed in Pool B. For the men's side, a tough draw of the Ghana Army, AS Douanis, LWAC Wings, and the Ghana Air Force were made for Pool A, while Pool B saw the Ghana Police, the Nigeria Customs, All-Stars team of Benin, and the Ghana Navy put together for what promises to be an exciting group. Mr. Alfred Ni Akufu reacted to the draw and predicted a tough contest for all the groups.
Hopefully, I expect the Kenya team to, because since the inception of 2025 league and the clubs were made aware that it is only the top 5, the standard was elevated. Yes, and for that matter, if you look at the top 5, seriously, each team there is capable of winning. Mohammed Apitog, CEO of Kratos SE, couldn't hide his excitement after the draw.
I'm extremely amazed. I'm looking at the pools and I'm shaking my head. I mean, contrary to what by popularly we call him Yellow is saying, I think that all the groups are groups of depth. I mean, you cannot underrate any team there. They all have their level of class. They are strong. The foreign teams that are coming are strong in their own rights.
Some team managers, coaches and players praised the organizing team for the fair draw and expressed optimism of success when the championship begins.
A very difficult one, but expect the best from us. We are going to
do our best today and qualify to the next stage.
Well, I know the strength of Ghana Army and Ghana Police, by the strength of AA, but I don't know. But I know that we will assault you. We will be the top of the group. Yeah. We will move forward to the next group.
The teams are much prepared for these tournaments. In fact, that is the tournament every volleyball player is dreaming of playing.
Our ladies team is well prepared for it. So any team that we meet there is beaten. We are well prepared and we are ready for it. This year we are ready to shine. I assure the Ghanaian public that Kalini is going to show that it's a league champion, a knockout champion, and then take the SBC.
All is now set for the 2025 SAC Super Volleyball Championship, where 16 teams will battle for West African supremacy at the Boteman Sports Complex from the 16th of November to the 23rd of November.
Right, so the Super Volleyball Championship would be happening from Sunday the 16th to Sunday the 23rd of November. We'll be live on GHOne TV. We'll bring you all the games. And then, so let's link up at the Boteman Sports Complex. And then to Scrabble, because the World Scrabble Championship over 24 countries are in Ghana for the World Scrabble Championship, and then of course we would also see the end of the championship today. So we expect the first teams, to the big boys, to come tops, the likes of Ghana, Britain, Nigeria, and then Australia taking part in the World Scrabble Championship. The Black Stars of Ghana are going to be in action today. Japan. Well, Coach Otoado has urged the new players to take up the chance and make sure that they come tops, especially with regards to the World Cup qualifiers.
A very, very short time of preparation, but we have to be there today. But
Right, so Coach Otoado speaking to the players there. Let's see if they'll take their chance. They take on Japan today at exactly 10 a.m. Wish the Black Stars all the best. And with that should be for the Sports Chat this morning. I am Jones, ADZ. Do join us for the game at 1 p.m. and the Star Sports Digest on radio at 12:30 p.m. All right, we outside.
Thank you so much, Jones. Let's take a break. When we return, the show continues. It's time now for the breakfast review. All right, so today is Friday, and on Fridays, you know that we speak to journalists and not politicians, even though some of our journalists are beginning to do politics, you know, and sound like politicians. Very soon, I'll yank them off the show and bring journalists who don't want to do politics on the show. I don't mean today's sets, I'm just saying. You know, I'm really just saying. I'm here with Bobo Sasari. He is I always don't know how to even put the political editor for Asasi Radio. Is that what it is? Bobo, good morning.
Morning.
And Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Audu, good morning.
Good morning.
Ibrahim, let them wait.
Yeah. Well, I'm not bothered.
You're wearing your own cap.
I'm not bothered at all.
You're wearing your own cap?
Yes.
So you know that I'm talking to you?
Yes, I know.
Oh, but I really wasn't, you know. Me, Kamasem.
Okay.
Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs for the EIB network. He is the organizing secretary for the parliamentary GHOne parliament. Yesterday he was in parliament, and I always watch him smiling, you know, because he manages to get all the interviews and get all the reactions. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
You're welcome, all of you. I hope you're well.
Yeah, we're good. We are managing.
You're managing.
Yeah.
I can understand. I would have wanted us to start with the budget, but no. Let's keep the budget for last. Let's you know, pay a 30 seconds tribute to the lives that were lost last Wednesday as a result of this LWAC military screening issue. Okay, 30 seconds. So may the souls of the departed rest in peace. Okay, so last Wednesday, we had a very dark Wednesday because 6 people lost their lives. 28 casualties recorded in total. There are some 5 we're told are in critical condition, some are in fairly critical condition, some are in the hospital and they are being monitored. How did that happen? Can we have videos of the people at the LWAC? So after they applied, they were asked to come in for screening. I have so many problems with the entire exercise. I understand the physical screening and why it is necessary. But I also feel that the entire screening process itself is discriminatory, and it is an abuse and an affront on their rights. Because why are you selecting people because of their height? They are too short. Some are disqualified because they have tattoos. Some are disqualified because they have piercings. How does those things affect the work that you can do, your capability and your competence? So I have a problem with that. And mostly, it is the reason why they bring and gather all those people there in the first place. If not, this thing could have been computerized, or they could have found a way to do it. But you're bringing people together because, so what? How do they do it? Do they strip them to see whether you have tattoos or what? Like, we like to judge, conclude, and pronounce people unfit and worthy because of our own standards that we have set in our heads. And now look at what happened. People have died needlessly. Have you seen the videos of the mothers that were talking, you know, after finding out that their children had died? So heartbreaking. And look, if you will cry. It's so sad. It's so sad. So this is what happened on Wednesday. And as if that wasn't enough. A member of parliament told all of us that it is our last time for them to die. So that is what will happen. And I am not oblivious to the religion, to the Islam religion, that they have a different way of viewing death, which is very okay. But there's something called timing, Madam Member of Parliament. Sometimes when you don't have any, because IB is here and Audu is here, they don't force anybody to speak in Parliament. Nobody forced you to speak, but you thought that this is the time for you to get up and tell us that it is Allah's time. No wonder Kojo Kuma opened his hands and, Madam, are you okay? Because what are you going on about? And then there's a regional minister who also came to tell us that, seek to say that they are stubborn. They didn't ask you to come today, but you came. Is that the best thing to say at this time? Did you not anticipate the crowd? Because at least in the last 6 years, I have seen this crowd consistently, repeatedly, at the same venue. You cannot tell me that you didn't anticipate all of these people showing up. You can't say that. And then another thing, they sell so many forms. You know you are not going to pick 50,000 people, but you sell in excess of 50,000 forms. You sell close to 60, 70, 80,000 forms. When you know at the end of the day, you pick just about 12,000 people or 10,000. They don't even get there. 4,000. So please tell me, when you are selling forms to 70,000 people, and at the end of the day, you are picking 4,000 people, what do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect? And in Kumasi as well, that's a tweet of the regional minister, that 5 people have sustained various injuries. In Kumasi too, there was a stampede. In Accra, stampede, people died. In Kumasi, thankfully, people didn't die. But why should people get hurt in the process of looking for jobs? And on Wednesday, when IB and I spoke about this thing, we have all come to a conclusion that all the people that were there, you cannot convince me that they went there because they want to serve the country so bad. They are looking for jobs, simplicity. They want jobs. There are no jobs. That is why people woke up at dawn. 3 a.m., 4 a.m., the place is already full. They are looking for jobs. There are no jobs. Well, the finance minister says this 2026 budget will create 800,000 jobs. If they add the 1 million coders, that's 1.8 million jobs. So let's see how it goes. But that's just by the way, because we'll talk about the budget.
Coders.
Coding program.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah, 1 million coders. It's a training program for coders. People to become.
How long was it going to take?
For the training?
For the 1 million.
Oh, they recruited them.
They launched it.
Sam George
launched it. Anyway, so let's not get there for now. Let's talk about what happened on Wednesday.
My goodness.
Audu.
Yes. Let's say good morning to our viewers. It was another Black Wednesday. Remember that the helicopter disaster was also on a Wednesday. I remember the helicopter disaster was also on a Wednesday. And this one also happened. And I do not understand. In any serious country, those responsible for this mess should either be sacked or be resigning. But in this country, we don't have that culture. Things happen like this and nobody is held responsible. I do not understand why, as Serwaa you said, you are going to employ just about 4,000 people, and yet, I know even university it happens, but the criteria for selection is known. At the university, there's a cutoff point and all that, so you are given letters before you appear on campus. Unfortunately, this one is not like that. You have to be physically present for them to examine you and all that. And if you are going to employ less than 5,000 people and you have over 60,000 applying, you should know that you have a problem at hand. And for me, I have said that if you know that the criterion for even qualifying the people to appear there should be done online, so that you look at if you have the form, the people's all the requirements that you need, those things should be put on the forms. Is that right? How do you call it? Application forms, like the height. Everything, all your vital statistics should be put on the form. So based on your application, then they will be able to screen and take out a lot of people who may not qualify and will not need to, and therefore will not need to come to the place for screening. But we don't do that. We just look at the grades of the people, and then if you qualify, then they say qualified, and you are invited to do that. I think that there should be a way, first of all, putting the people, the numbers down online, ensure that, look, these are the people that you categorize them, that these are the people that we really need. Even the number that you say you really need, all of them will not be taken. And therefore, you look at that, and out of the possible 60,000 applicants, you're looking at maybe 30,000 will fit the criteria that you are looking for, and they will be invited to come. And you decentralize. This thing has been happening. Recruitment has been happening. When was the last time you heard of people dying at Elwak Stadium to recruitment? Any of you, can you recollect any deaths at any recruitment in this? Last year, recruitment was done. A year before, recruitment was done. Why this year? It means that somebody did not organize the thing well. Somebody must be held responsible. But as we would say, we get visits from presidents, we get visits to parliamentary groups, they visit these sick people, they visit the bereaved families, and say all the things, give them the consoling words, and that is it. We go back to sleep. That is not good enough. Look, Serwaa, it's very painful. I didn't start early. I have very young kids. And to say that you have taken care of your girls, for them to grow up to that level, you don't know, maybe they are probably the least they have done is finish SS. Some might have even finished university. And just to go out and say that I'm going to look for a job, and you meet your death this manner. If you look at the circumstances under which this stampede even happened, look, you will see in the video that the soldiers, some of the soldiers were not even many, and they were caning the people. The place was already choked. And you were whipping the people, and they were running. How can you organize things like this in this country? And it is so sad. I've said that what I think we don't learn. I would have said that we should learn lessons from this, but this country, we hardly learn lessons when these things happen. We'll do all the pleasantries, we'll greet people, go to visit people at the hospital, and that is it. Sometimes, look, even the promise that they give to the bereaved family, we don't get to fulfill them. The state doesn't even fulfill those promises, and they are left there. It is sad. It is sad. But as someone is saying, who am I? If I were the appointing authority, I think that some else will be rolling. We cannot continue like this, business as usual. It is not fair for people to do this. And sometimes, look, people are saying that the defense minister died 3 months ago, and people have called for a substantive minister to be appointed. If you were a substantive minister, I think that the organization for me would have been better. Look, I saw a fake letter purportedly saying that Broja Jemfi had resigned and given reasons why he had resigned. And I said, what? Why would this guy resign? Why would this young man resign? Unless somebody tells me that he was responsible for the recruitment. He's not in charge of the ministry. He was not the caretaker ministry. The caretaker minister, we all know, at Dr. Ato Forcing. And if you look at the volume of work at the Ministry of Finance, And at that time this thing was happening, the man was busily preparing his budget. So his first port of call will be his ministry and not any caretaker ministry, any other ministry. So that is it. I think that if we had a minister responsible for defense, Adam Matiomo, things would have been better. And that is why some people are saying that, look, including the speaker was not there. I saw a report. That,
he was there.
Yes, that which there should be appointment of a defense minister immediately. I think it's very important. Look, defense is so important that if you should have somebody, substantive minister, to handle that portfolio, not a caretaker minister. So I think that with this, Charlie, it's sad though. It is very sad. It's very sad. I don't even know what to say, and people have called suspension. President has called for suspension of the exercise. Well, it is good to suspend and re-strategize, reorganize, to say that, look, we are no more going to allow all the people to be at Elwa Stadium. Look, how do you call it? The Black Square is there. Yeah. The place is airy, the place is big enough and all that. There's so much space in that area. Why are we not doing it there? And I understand last year it was even Greater Accra was decentralized. We held it at different locations. Why didn't we follow that? Why? And that's why those responsible should be, those who were in charge should be held responsible for these lapses. And Charlie, I rest my case. I think that this country, we are just joking with people's lives, and it is sad. It is sad to lose 6 young ladies in this manner.
Right, IB.
Well, it speaks to one thing: our disregard for human life, to be honest. But what I know for a fact is that all the officers who were directly in charge of managing the arrangement on the day have been asked to step aside. So all of them have been relieved of their posts whilst investigations continue, because there is a military inquiry that has been launched into the unfortunate incident. So all the officers.
Just
all of them.
Rude interruption. Is it, are they sacked or they are
interdicted? So you are interdicted whilst investigations
are going on. I wanted to say that, but
obviously many of them will have roles to play.
Yes.
After investigation, it's not everybody who will be directly responsible for what happened.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
Yeah, so they've been asked to step aside.
Okay.
So that will be interdiction.
Okay.
Step aside whilst investigations continue. That's a good start. Now, what happened is sheer recklessness. There are no ifs, there are no buts. And I'm much more disappointed because if there is any institution that is noted for discipline,
it's the military.
It's the military. If there is any institution that is noted for ensuring that the right things are done, is the military. And I'm much more disappointed because last year, a decision was taken that if you've applied to be recruited and your destination is the Navy, your location for the exercise is different. So some went to Bema camp. If you also want to enter into the army, which we're witness, because usually it's the army that has the largest of the numbers, and then limited numbers for the Air Force as well. So there was that segregation. Why was that of this year different? I was very excited when I heard of the decentralization, that Ashanti region will have its own, Bono East will have its own, which happened. Mm-hmm. And I felt that's not even far-reaching enough. We should have further decentralizations in the regions. This race might be too much of a call. Zone the regions. So if you zone the regions into one, Ashanti region, zone it into, say, three, and then get the recruits to go there. That will make the exercise not just smooth, but I think it will even relieve the stress on the officers who are in charge, and then the potential recruits as well. For years, and Serwaa related to this, we've seen the numbers pile up at LWAC. My own former colleague was Usu Amankwa, who wanted to enter the military, a former colleague of ours here. and was left.
Immigration
was left under the vigorous of the weather, under the scorching sun, for God knows how long. In the end, he didn't make it. The report we had then would be people passing out, and many people passed out.
Yes.
Many people passed out, right? As in they lost consciousness. Now, that of 2 days ago, it's equally sheer negligence. See, people applied, and some were rejected automatically by the system.
Yes.
So they did not even receive an alert that come for screening.
You are qualified. You were right, qualified.
Those who were qualified and had to come for the physical screening, they had the numbers, so they knew the numbers that were to come. You know what caused the stampede? They opened a very narrow gate. First of all, the recruits got there before the officers.
A day before, earlier.
Yes, so the recruits got there before the
Tuesday.
officers.
They always do.
Yes. Exactly. So they had masked up massively in front of the entrance. So Elwak is big enough. See, if the 20,000 or whatever, Elwak is big enough to accommodate all of them. But how do you enter? That's where the challenge was. So, and we are all familiar with Elwak. They are bigger gates and they are smaller ones.
Two entries. So there's one there, there's one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So per accounts of the recruits, the one that was open was a very narrow one. But unfortunately for the military, they had told them that first come, first serve. That's it. That's recipe for chaos.
How do you determine first come, first serve?
So they were rushing. I want to be first, right? When I enter first. At the gate, when you enter, you see, arrangements have been made. So when you go and they are attending to you, it's people who are in the first queues who will be attended to. So once you say that, once you make the queue and you are in front, you are served first, everybody wants to be in front. So people who were going to be recruited into the most disciplined organization ended up displaying highest level of indiscipline. They actually scaled the wall. You might have seen the video. They were scaling the wall. So they want to enter into the military, of course, to get jobs. And I said, see, nobody can convince me that anybody in that queue was going there to save the country out of patriotism. See, it's a matter of daily bread. No ifs, no buts.
There are very few who actually...
There are no even few, my brother.
There are few who want to be military people.
Because probably their parents are, or they've resided in Burma camp. And you get the point. See,
very few.
Given better alternative, nobody will be in that queue. I tell you.
You are right. Very few will be on the queue.
Nobody. Me, I say nobody.
I know.
Me, I say nobody.
I know my cousin who wants to be. He wants to be in the military.
Because your father was one. Yes. So yes, so that's where it comes from. I get that. I get that.
So very few.
But you offer him offer him an appointment at a job at Bank of Ghana. He will abandon that.
I know there.
That's the point I'm making. Okay. So now, thank you for agreeing with me. So, and was that stampede. Yeah. And the ladies who died. And I'm sure that we can understand why all the victims are ladies. They fell and they were trampled upon.
Charlie.
And just imagine. Very so sad. At the spot, 3 people dead. In fact, even the recruits could tell that they were dead. And so people overheard the soldiers saying that they are gone. They are gone. They are gone. And so they started sacking everybody. Even with that, people were refusing to leave. Because it's a bread and butter situation. But you see, it's a day of collective shame for all of us. As a country, there's no way we should allow a system to subject citizens to this. Never. But people had a call to make. No, the point I'm making, go and see how the international news channels are reporting this. And it's a collective shame on all of us that we've allowed our citizens
to go through this
and die as a result. They are seeking for employment, means of survival. And we've allowed this to happen. That's the point I'm making. And that's why I'm saying that people must be held responsible. No ifs, no buts. It's good that the officers involved have been asked to step aside. But somebody made that judgment call that let's invite all of them to come at a go. Well, that person must equally take that responsibility.
Yes.
Somebody equally made that judgment call that let's use the narrow gate. So then they will struggle to access the place. Right. So it's good that we pull the brakes. I'm just happy that the brakes were not nationwide. There were people who were calling that halt it across board. See, I sit here and I'm even weeping for the potential recruit who have been asked to hold on.
Right.
You have no idea the psychological trauma they are going through. Not because of the death they witnessed, because of the uncertainty as to whether they will make it or not.
My wife's last born, their last born is part of it.
You see? And I know people who are part of it, and they are traumatized. Not the death.
We were making calls to see where he was.
You see? And of course, I heard the woman from Kasua, one of the ladies who lost their lives is from Kasua, that she was placing frantic calls to the daughter, and the daughter was not picking, but somebody picked and said, your daughter is sick. She's been admitted at the 37 military hospital. I said, my daughter is sick. I'm aware of the story, and I know she left home hale and hearty. So what do you mean by my daughter is sick? And that was it. The subsequent calls that went, nobody answered. And then sent the uncle to just move in. And they came, and then lo and behold, the daughter who said goodbye to them, that I'm going to get screened to get employment in the morning.
Just gone like that.
It's gone, just like that. Right. Now, I've spoken to people who are closer. In fact, I spoke to Amankwamenu yesterday, the former Deputy Defense Minister. He doesn't believe that the segregation is even the way to go. But he equally, and I've heard many people blame what happened on the discipline of the potential recruits. But you see, somebody allowed the indiscipline to fester.
Right.
Somebody allowed it to fester.
You should stop saying this.
The point is, there were not even enough military men there for this exercise, because they felt we are dealing with civilians who are looking for jobs. What can go wrong? So what risk assessment was done? So it's collective failure at the intelligence level, at the even deployment level of the military, because these are desperate individuals. For the fact that the system did not know that these applicants are desperate, it's befuddling. It's befuddling. Somebody was telling me that was the third attempt in getting it.
I saw an interview.
Third attempt.
Wanting to enter the military.
And you don't think that person will be desperate? When you say, go, you don't think the person will scale the wall and be first? It's a failure. But like I said, I'm happy that the recruitment is still going on elsewhere. Let's have an investigation done quickly, and so we can restart, because Charlie, the kids are going through trauma. They are uncertain as to what their future looks like and how they will even be treated, given the fact that people have died.
Absolutely. And, another area before you coming is, there are some who have granted interviews and they have been told to forget ever entering the military because it's like you've been marked down.
Yes.
Because of the interview that you've granted, nobody's going to give you the opportunity to serve.
Why must that be?
No, of course, it's a genuine concern.
That's what's going to happen, right? Wilberforce.
So
it's not a laughing matter, but
so Ghana's military was in the news for 3 reasons this week alone. So this week they outdoored the report of the helicopter crash, and then this same week they went on a rampage in the Ahafo region, arresting people after the Naimos incident, isn't it?
Yes.
And then they were also doing the recruitment exercise, and then it resulted in this disastrous outcome. So there is a need for an assessment by the military, because if in one given week you are in the news for 3 different reasons, and all the 3 reasons are issues of national concern, with the worst of it being the fact that some 6 young ladies, I'm not sure any of those ladies that we have seen pictured is above 25 years. I doubt if they are above 25 years. And so these are very young lives that have been cut off by ordinary people, because these people they died because other people were stepping on them. Other people were trampling on them. Nobody strangled them or anything. autopsy reports will show that they probably died out of suffocation, out of something. So those who caused this, we may never find out. No. we can't find out. Yeah. Yes, because they are all supposed to be in one space aiming to do one particular thing. And so I think that the military as an institution, and I'm very, very careful when I'm talking about the military, because the military is a very sacred institution. I had the opportunity to study within their ranks because of a master's program I did. And so I can understand the level of discipline. I can understand the attention to details. I can understand the obey before order status and all those kind of things. I remember when we had to do our graduation, we went for rehearsals, 3 different occasions, the same rehearsal. We come 1, come 2, come 3 times. We're doing rehearsal on the same thing. We didn't go and do anything different in any of the 3 days. Same thing, regimental. So I'm very particular when I'm speaking about the military. I will not point an accusing finger at them, but I think that there is a need for some kind of an assessment, because notice that this is a military that has gone through some kind of a dramatic change over the last 10 months. And that's because if you go to the Ghana Armed Forces, when President Mahama came to office, all senior officers, I believe from the rank of maybe Brigadier General or Major General, have all gone on retirement. That means that the entire leadership structure that was in place before Mr. Mahama became president was wiped out. And a new set of leaders, some of them were colonels promoted to brigadier generals, some were brigadier generals promoted to major generals. Even the CDS now, when President Mahama came, was a brigadier general, and he got 2-step promotion from brigadier general to major general and now lieutenant general. So there's been a dramatic change in the leadership of the Ghana Armed Forces. And when you are having this kind of issues happening all within a short space of time, you must retreat and do some kind of review and then see what went wrong, and let's correct it so that we don't have this happening again. Those who are hurt and are recovering, maybe they should have automatic passage to the Ghana Armed Forces.
Yeah. I'm sure that will be some sort of compensation.
Yes. You know, those whose lives have been lost, we should find a very I'm sure the president and the government is thinking about something, but we should be able to honor, because these were very young lives. And I can imagine that any of those girls were my sister. I can imagine what would have been happening to me. So there's a man somewhere whose sister has died because of this. There's a man somewhere whose girlfriend probably has gone through this. So I'm just putting myself in those shoes and asking myself, what if any of this was my sister or my cousin or my uncle's daughter or my cousin's daughter, something. So it is very worrying. And apart from the military doing their internal review to check all these things so that we don't have this negative energy towards the armed forces, because I don't want negative energy towards the Ghana Armed Forces. Push comes to shove, the armed forces will be our last bet. When we're even in this Galamsey fight that we are even talking about, in fact, if the military doesn't step in to help, it becomes a very difficult fight that we are fighting. It's the military that comes in that gives the Galamsey fight some kind of a facelift. So the military is a very, very important establishment, and we don't want anybody denting the image of the Ghana Armed Forces. So while I am not going to derogate or criticize the Ghana Armed Forces, I think that this happenings within these 3 weeks, within this 1 week, presenting a report on a disaster that happened recently, going on a rampage, arresting people in Ahafo, doing recruitment that goes wrong. These happenings should inform somebody within the system that, look, maybe it is time for us to do some resetting. After all, the whole country, we are resetting. So if the armed forces itself look at itself and say they also want to reset, it will be a very good decision. Good morning.
Serwaa. Just 30 seconds. Yeah. Look, this resetting at the armed forces is very critical. We have, the government president has reset armed forces, but I think the reset will have to be reset again. Look, if you look at the plane crash, the helicopter crash, many people have not mentioned some of the reasons for the crash of the helicopter. Everybody seems to be talking about weather. But some of the reasons is that the plane actually lack key maintenance equipment. Safety equipment, sorry. Enhanced. Whether enhanced or...
No, the two are different. The reason why he mentioned enhanced is that with those equipment available, the pilot, the crew could have been better equipped.
But they were not there.
But those enhanced features were not in the aircraft from the point of manufacture. That's the point.
Yeah,
you get it.
That is why they recommend that we should buy new and modern aircraft.
Exactly.
So in other words, they are saying that the helicopter that was servicing our top rank officials, it was really not fit for purpose.
That's what I'm pointing out.
It had gone past 10 years.
Exactly.
And so per the manufacturer guidelines, after 10 years,
we should not
either you retrofit but
you
they contacted the manufacturer. The manufacturer gave 3 months extension. But I've asked questions as to what nature did that granting of the extension take. Was the aircraft sent back to the manufacturer for things to be done before the extension is granted?
No.
Because, like I said...
We will get into the aircraft one very soon.
So, no. You see? So, Serwaa, police has been recruiting. And police even take more numbers than military. Yeah. Do we see this happening in the police? I think they should be looking at how the police does it, police service does it. Even though we all have some attachment, myself and him. I have serious attachment to military because of my father's background and all that, and my family background in the military. But I think that they will have to look at their recruitment processes, as we have all agreed, and look at the way the police does it. Look, last year, the way they decentralized, you were given numbers, and you are supposed to come on Wednesday. Yeah. These people are supposed to come on Thursday. You are supposed to come on Monday. Why can't we do that for the military?
That is it.
Why? Why they hurry to lump all of them together at one place, push all of them together at one crowded area? And so you were saying that somebody has been the experience. Your colleague went to the military and he was bounced. He didn't get it.
Yes.
I didn't tell you my story. 1996. Serwaa.
What's the story?
That was
1996.
That was an election year.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
That was an election. The election year. 2096 election was held, and that was the day Ghana immigration decided that they were going to recruit.
Wow.
On election day.
Election day. So I voted at Ablekume Central, and I marched. The queue, when I got to, how do you call it? I just after Nima, Kwaje, the queue was there.
Yeah.
That's where
the queue was.
Military.
No, immigration.
You know, the office
for immigration office to that end. That's how
you walked.
So there was a queue
up to that level.
Oh wow. Okay.
I joined this queue. I said, my brother was with me. He was so tall, but very stubborn.
Yeah.
He's late now, unfortunately. He will move from one end to the other, then I'll come and join. You know, when you see, the way the things are done, so cruel. I did that up to the gate. So I presented as for my height, no doubt.
Yeah.
My results, I had finished A-level.
Okay. Wow.
So everything, I gave it to them. So they then look at they advertise in the newspaper, so that you either bring a baptismal birth certificate or Muslim.
Okay.
So that time I didn't get my birth certificate, so I quickly got that one, the Muslim one.
Okay.
So I presented. Then they look at all my documents and say, fine, you are okay. But we want to test whether you are actually a Muslim.
Ooh, wow.
Even with my name, Muhammad, Muslims. Yeah. So they brought somebody for me to recite some Quranic verses. So I did all that too. I was so happy because...
Are there people who actually lie about being Muslim?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, so they brought...
hold on. Do Muslims get like some special...
Some privileged treatment? Yeah, in some instances.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes too, when terrorists are involved, you can say you're a Muslim. If they say...
And they will let you go.
They can let you. They allow you. Oh, no, this is a real story. Happened in Kenya.
Happened in Kenya.
So, I mean, it's part of the considerations for being recruited.
No, in my instance, no. I was bound, so you listen to my story. So they brought somebody for me to recite some verses in the Quran. I was so excited because I was in Makaranta then.
Yeah.
So I recited, the guy said, oh, the guy is a Muslim. He is even reciting the Quran.
Yeah.
After they handed all my documents to me, they said I should pass a particular gate and trot.
Okay.
I didn't know. I thought it was part of the exercise. So I got to the gate. Then there was a gate man. He said, my brother, once you have got into this gate, they have sacked you like that too.
Oh!
And that was the end of me. All the wahala, immigration. And that, Charlie, this is a story that I'll never forget. My brother, who was very stubborn late now, came back.
Yeah.
He actually insulted them, man.
Yeah, that's it.
But they
didn't go through, or he
was. Oh no,
he was fighting
for me. He came with me. And that was how.
But what has immigration got to do with height?
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
What has immigration?
My case was not even height, too. My case.
No, I'm just saying that because you said that you ticked all the boxes, like in terms of height.
Yeah.
And I'm asking, what has immigration got to do with
probably
height?
got to do with my birth certificate.
Yes, you couldn't find it.
Meanwhile, that was advertised in newspapers. Anybody who was part of that process will know it was advertised.
Yeah.
And we later got to know that, look, all the numbers,
the
numbers that they were going to take out of that long queue, the numbers were not up to 1,000. They had already done.
And probably protocol had taken about 700
about 80%.
You know, let's take
and
a
that's
break.
what
When
is
we
happening.
return,
So we should not.
We need to. I want us to quickly, you know, talk about in like 5 minutes. Talk about what we can do moving forward to not see this happen again. But before I take the break, let me quickly do these LPM. So on 13th December 2025, there's going to be the biggest food fest in Accra at the Accra Mall Good Park. This event is in collaboration with, it's presented by Oseko Medianipa in partnership with the EIB network, that is GHOne TV, Star FM and Kasapa FM. This isn't just a food fest, it's a cultural movement. Tickets are selling out fast. Visit www.adrianepa.com or dial *714*703# on all networks. Tell a friend to tell a friend that 13th December 2025 at the Accra Mall Good Park. I will be there. We're going to have a fufu party. I love fufu, so we're going to have a fufu party. Changing your baby's diaper regularly, especially after they poop every 2 to 3 hours for newborns, helps prevent rashes and infections. Always wipe front to back, especially for girls. Clean gently with water or mild baby wipes and allow the area to air dry before putting on a fresh diaper. Wear your baby in Flora Kids baby diapers because they keep your little one dry and comfortable for longer. Flora Kids diapers are highly absorbent, gentle on delicate skin, and can keep your baby dry for up to 12 hours. You can call 024-303-3033 to become a distributor. And for those of you who love MTN Free After One, there is more. Prepare for the upgraded experience that is MTN Free After One Extra. Now, let me tell you what is extra about all of this. With MTN Free After One Extra, you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes that you talk, which means that for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minutes and you get to talk for 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. If you like what you hear, that's not all. You get 50 megabytes of data for free after your first call daily. So you see, now's the time to talk extra with all the people that you love. To subscribe to MTN After One Extra today, just dial *550#. I repeat, *550# and follow the prompt. Stay with me after the break this morning. And Ibrahim Al-Hassan. If you just joined us, we've been talking about the stampede that happened at the El-Wak Stadium that led to the loss of 6 lives, all women, all ladies. We have offered our condolences, but it can never be enough. So our condolences once again to the families of the bereaved. And now I want us to quickly talk about solutions beyond just, talking about what went wrong, what could have been done, So let's talk about solutions. What can we do moving forward? Because I have read a lot of things that in 2025 we should be computerizing recruitment and all that. IB earlier said we should decentralize it further because this year it was regional, right? Maybe we can do something more about it.
Within the regions.
Even within the regions. IB, I'll let you come on that
yes.
again. And if
so
you have
aside that, we've always been asking the Electoral Commission to do what you call continuous registration exercise. Yeah. So you turn 18 and you are able to walk to the EC offices and then get your name onto the voters register. I think it's something that the military can take a cue from. Let's have not just annual. And this year is a peculiar one because for the past 3 years, you know what we did? We had a backlog. So we opened the application portal at a point. Many people applied. We were unable to take all of them. The conversation about why sell this many forms and then select just a few is a way of getting money from the people, right? Regardless of the fact that this year, the price of the forms were dropped by 40%. I remember I did the story. So the prices of the forms were reduced by 40%. Now, because of that, under the previous administration, they had limited openings because they were always going back to the backlog. And I remember it degenerated into many conversations on the floor of Parliament. NDC or the minority accusing government of secret recruitment, time without number. But the explanation was that, no, we had a backlog that we were attending to. That explains why we had these numbers. Because there are many people who were not part of the backlog but could not have applied because those that were attended to were on the waiting list. If we do at least 6 months recruitment, we'll have limited numbers all the time. So after mid-year budget review, because usually you need clearance for that, mid-year budget review, then we engage in a recruitment exercise. The numbers will not be that overwhelming like what we have witnessed. So that's something that the military should consider. Again, yes, the physical examination, we cannot do without it. We cannot. There's a need for that physical examination. Serwaa, you and I are journalists. We use our brains to work, right? So if anybody in employing us wants to test our mental sharpness, we cannot argue against that. The military, aside the Ahoya, you are expected to be intelligent. The Ahoya is the brute force, yes. And I think that explains why they intend punishing the potential recruits to see those that can withstand. Because like I said, in the past, we've seen people collapse. And then I'm sure that once you collapse, they will tell you that you don't have the capacity to withstand external pressure. So that's your disqualification. You collapsing means from the hospital you are going home. I think for some reason they thought we as a people have accepted it. That let them come and stand under the weather, right? Those that can withstand standing for long hours, at least indirectly have crossed the very first hurdle. But no. See, let's attack human face. At the point, there was this video that went viral of a military training officer hitting the heads of potential recruits, by the way, who have had their Sakura haircut. And then he was hitting their heads. It degenerated into a whole conversation about how these recruits are treated. So it is the mindset of the military that punishment and endurance is the way out. Not anymore. In the US, the recruitment is opened, and sometimes they even entice people to go and enlist. You can say that, yes, because they fight many wars and there's that likelihood of you dying. Down here, we don't go for war. The only closest we get to that will be peacekeeping, which they look forward to because it comes with a lot of reward as well, monetary reward. So we're moving forward. Let's further decentralize. One, the height requirement, I think we can relook at. I've always wondered why the height is still a requirement. You talk about tattoos. If your tattoo is hidden, I'm not sure it will be an issue. Imagine, and there are people who hide their tattoos. They have tattoos in places you can't imagine. I'm not sure anybody in the military will want you to strip down. Maybe they'll ask you a question. And there are some tattoos that are not invasive. Usually, as a military man, the weather that you'll be exposed to, the conditions that you'll be exposed to, if you have any predisposition, you are likely to get infection. And that's why when you have even, they call it now skin toning. It's not bleaching anymore, they call it toning. Right? If you have toned your skin, they will tell you that no, given the conditions under which you will be serving, it will be detrimental to your own health. So the screening is important. Otherwise, you have military people walking and falling and dying. Right. So those ones are important. But how they do it, they should go the police way, like I would said. Give numbers. This day, 1,000 people are coming, and they are coming for this purpose. The next day, these number of people are coming. Air Force, the Army, and then the Navy. It's simple, it's basic. Like I said, that decision that was not taken is the reason why we are here. Otherwise, yes, and then they should just add some human face to it. Allowing kids to come and stand under the scorchy sand and what have you, it's not the best. They are already stressed with the country that they live in and the continent that they find themselves in. They are already stressed. The least you can do is to at least make it easier for them when they are seeking to serve the country in many ways than we can imagine. So, yes, there must be review. We should have continuous recruitment so we don't have the numbers swelling up. We should have further decentralization. And the training regime. See, now, it's AIO. People are fighting with drones, no manpower. So for you to say that you must be as tall as Audu, you must be macho. Yes, sometimes, and we've been indoctrinated. So sometimes when I see short military people, I wonder how they entered. And to be honest, I've asked Major Derikodu that question. Major Derikodu, the former deputy defense minister, because he's a short man, right? I asked him, and he said, oh, there's a difference between recruitment and enlistment. Enlistment, you go with the skill. Yeah. So usually the height requirements are waived because the skill you possess is required.
Here and tell us an accountant or something.
You see, yes. So that's understandable. But I think the height requirement, if they realize that you are intelligent and you can help in many ways than just ahoya.
But I'm just making an intervention.
Yeah.
I think that this whole issue about height, we must also look at it because, for example, under President Akufo-Addo,
yes,
we needed an ADC who will match him in terms of height.
Thank you.
You couldn't have gotten an ADC who is way taller.
Than
who is the ADC of President Mahama now?
Yes.
Is somebody who match. I'm not sure Mr. President Mahama is 6 feet in terms of his height. I'm not sure.
He's quite tall.
He's quite tall, but he's closer. If it's not, he'll be closer.
He's quite tall, but not. I don't think he's 6 feet.
Maybe 5'8", 5'9", or something. So you need somebody there. Yeah. Look, going forward, next presidential elections, who are the potential candidates in the MPP and in the NDC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Short people are involved.
Yes. So you need an ADC to fit. Yeah. You can't put an ADC who is so tall and all that. I think President Mahama was the one who had an ADC who was quite tall. I think now he's the director of
now when he was
National Security.
When he was vice president.
So I'm only saying that all those things matter. So I'm not sure the military. Sometimes they'll look at your skill and all those things and overlook your height if it's a deficiency. I know several people in the armed force. The one who was ADC to President Akufo-Addo the first time. He was a major general. But was he? Yes, he was a major general, but he's on retirement now. He's one of those who went on retirement.
He was promoted to general.
He was promoted to general, yes. Look, what's the height? Even the former CDS, Opon Pepra, what was his height? But he rose up to become CDS.
That's it.
So they may sometimes you need they are the giants for the operations.
Yes.
They are there.
Yes.
You must have them in your army, but it doesn't mean that you don't have short people. This guy in the US, what's his name? This guy who died in the US, he was a senator. He served in the army. He stood against President Obama. McCain.
Yes.
What was McCain's height?
Vietnam War veteran.
But you look at Biden. Biden was.
So what's the solution? Yes.
So before short people. No, it's okay. You can take over. But short people are stressed enough. Let's not, or vertically challenged people are stressed enough. Let's not add to the fact that they cannot get into the security services.
What do you mean by
that? But all of us here, what's our height? Apart from Audu.
Yes, that's the point.
All of us here.
We are all stressed.
IB is not short.
Oh.
Even you are not short.
Are you sure?
And averagely, when you look at the average height of a woman, Serwaa is not short.
Yes.
I'm cute.
If you say so.
Why do you have to add this? This cuteness thing. Sometimes when you do this, you... Okay. Are you done?
No, I haven't. It's my turn.
No, yes.
Okay, so I
He's
think that...
spoken enough.
Yeah,
I was just helping out Ibrahim. But I think that the military is very regimented. So that is why we call them the regiments. They have the regiments. I think that the regimentation should also be introduced in the recruitment process.
Yeah.
If you regiment the recruitment process, then you will instruct and say that, look, we have 10,000 people registering. We have names in terms of alphabetical order. Those whose names, surnames are A, like me. I'm AS. Audu is... Muhammad is...
I'm AM.
Yes. And then Ibrahim is Ibrahim Al-Hassan. Yeah. So yours will be...
That will be IA.
IA.
Yeah.
Okay. IA. Yeah.
Serwaa Amihere is SA.
Yes.
I am WA, for Sasai.
Yeah.
So we can
so
have...
that's why we have Office and Co by SA.
Yes, Office and Co by SA. Yes, I know. So I'm only saying that they can bring their regiment into this whole process so that you sit a place for a week, and within that 1 week, you can deal with all the several numbers just by regimenting how they come and how they go and all that kind of stuff. I don't think this is a difficult thing. The military is extremely capable of doing this. They have everything that it takes to do this. I'm sure this was an oversight. It will be corrected. The recruitment exercise will start again. Hopefully, I hope it starts again next week so they get over and done with. That's my submission.
Serwaa,
yes.
Look, I have said, universities, when they open their this thing for portal for students to apply. Yeah. They have hundreds and thousands of people applying, but they have a way of making a cutoff. There should be a cutoff point. You will not blame military for saying that people should apply when about 100,000 people apply. Yeah. But I'm saying that there should be a way that you are going to get maybe only 5,000, recruit only 5,000. Yeah. You have your cutoff point. You check the people who have applied to ensure that the cutoff point does not exceed 30,000. Yeah. You don't need to bring all the 60,000 people because they qualify. Qualification, it should be in grades. Yeah. They should set the criteria in such a way that you don't need all the people who come to the Serwaa Stadium to be there. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, we have military, we have the Navy, right? We have the Army and the Air Force. Yeah. Why don't you, apart from the decentralization, why don't you do it? Those who have applied for Navy, then they have a particular location. Yeah. Those who have applied for, they are all part of the armed forces. Oh, yeah. Those who have applied for Air Force, they have a particular location. Yeah. Those who have applied for the Army, they have a particular location. Even within the region, then you do this segmentation. Yeah. And if you do that, it will help reduce the numbers. Yeah. As for the height, you also answered the question. You asked the question and you also answered it. As for the height, there are people that are considered, those who are vertically challenged are also considered based on their profession and other things. So they don't take much. But the height, those with the height like me are also needed. Yeah. So it is not like they are discriminating against those who are short.
They are. As it stands now, they
are. If you are vertically challenged and you want to be where they need the tall guys, you will not qualify.
Because even age, they discriminate against people because of their age. Now, after above 25, they won't recruit you.
Age.
That's a challenge.
Yes, it cannot be.
It cannot be.
It's a military force. How can you? The people were asking for the age to be sent to 35. Even 25, look at the numbers. Yes. If we had added the age, if we are extending the age to...
Because if you are recruited from that ground level, you have a certain number of years to go. So if we take you at 25 and you are even serving for 20 years, you'll be 45 by then.
Elsewhere, people go for one war and come and retire in the military. Yeah. They are retired.
No, but our situation is different. Look, the unemployment is like that. Look, you are talking 25 years. Yeah. Look at the numbers. If you increase it to 35, it means that the numbers will also increase.
You are still looking for the best. So if the person is 30 and then the person is best fit to serve, why not?
Anyway, we have said it. We have all said the way decentralization, the way the police is doing it. We should look at all these things and help. Look, we should not have recurrence of what has happened on Wednesday. And we hope that when the exercise resumes, we'll have a better way of handling it.
All right. Okay, let's move on. Let's still stay on the military, but just for a little bit, because we need to move on and talk about the budget very quickly, very, very quickly. This week as well, earlier this week, we were given the much-awaited report of the helicopter crash. I know that pursuant or before this press briefing, there were lots of speculations about how the men died in that crash. And so people were eagerly looking forward to that report. If we have excerpt of that report, that presser, can we just quickly play it for those who might have missed it? Okay. We apologize for that. It's not ready. But yes, so we got that report, and it is not what many people thought that it was. I kept getting seeing a lot of people say it's in a crack and saying because what they were looking for, they didn't find it. Let's quickly listen to that press briefing.
After nearly 3 months of investigations into the tragic Z9 military helicopter crash at Adanse Ekro from near Obuasi, the acting defense minister, Dr. Kesela Atoforson, led the investigative committee established to prove the crash on Monday to present its findings to President Mahama at a National Security Council meeting held at the presidency. The report, which detailed the circumstances leading to the tragic crash, claiming 8 lives, including the late former defense minister, Dr. Edward Omaniboama, and the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology, Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, en route for an anti-illegal mining mission, also provided recommendations to avert further incidents.
The aircraft on the day was declared serviceable and duly signed off by both the engineers and the captain. The flight data report indicates that the helicopter was in good working condition. The helicopter, however, did not have some avionic safety enhancements.
But what exactly caused the crash? Captain Paul Fodio, retired, the team's lead investigator, explains.
Seconds before impact, the crew stated that they could see the high ground below, so they'd gone over it. Suddenly thereafter, the helicopter that was flying up without any change in its power or in the pitch which we use to go up and down, suddenly lost height and impacted a ridgeline at about 1370 feet above sea level. And this was about 6.5 miles from the destination, and this happened at 9:58. The investigation determined that the accident was caused by the sudden loss of altitude and lift due to downdraft. This loss of altitude without change in power or pitch altitude is consistent with downdraft associated with changing environmental conditions over high terrain.
The investigation also established that even though the pilot did not have formal weather information on the flight route, Captain Fodio, retired, stressed that the helicopter was airworthy but without additional safety enhancements.
The helicopter was airworthy, but it lacked additional safety enhancements. For instance, the terrain awareness warning system. Now, you know, the terrain awareness warning system, for instance, is predictive. So what it does is it tells you, warns you, it gives you a better picture of the situation and puts the pilots in it gives them, puts them in a position to make better judgments, to be able to see everything and be able to foretell if there are any things that could possibly create a problem.
However, in response to a critical question of why the pilot did not make an emergency landing to avert the crash, Captain Paul Fojo retired, who is also a member of the Aircraft Accident and Incident Investigation and Prevention Bureau of Ghana, said the call remains the pilot's discretion.
I would like to presume that when you say emergency landing, you mean a diversion. Because an emergency landing is when something goes wrong with the plane, because nothing ever went wrong with the plane. The decision to continue or to do an intermediate landing is the discretion of the captain. The captain was confident that he didn't need to do it. That is why he didn't do it.
Meanwhile, after weeks of technical analysis, visiting the crash site and interviews with external collaborators, the committee also made some transformative recommendations, including the modernization of the Ghana Air Force.
We have recommended that the Air Force acquire modern aircraft with terrain avoidance warning systems and modern navigation systems. That the aircraft should have cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders, which are the audiovisual capable types. That the Air Force should invest in simulators for recurrent training. That they contract certified aviation weather provider or providers, and that Ghana as a nation should try to have en route navigational aids, especially in remote areas.
The report incorporated inputs from the Ghana Air Force, the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and international aviation experts. Reporting for GHOne News, Abdulhanan Adam, Accra.
Right, so this was the report that was presented to all of us. And in IB's words, simply, it was the weather, that caused the crash. And it wasn't because someone deliberately wanted to kill anyone. As to whether they could have avoided flying that day or at that moment, or what could have happened when they realized the weather was bad, is something that we can't even talk about now because it's already happened. But once again, may their souls rest in peace. And if for nothing at all, if we are forgetting, the reason why they died is because they were on their way to do a program that was linked to Galamsey. Please, let that be. It's like everybody has forgotten.
This country.
Let that always be at the back of our minds, that we keep losing people as a result of Galamsey. And so we need to sit up and do something better with this Galamsey fight, to at least honor the people who have died in their line of duty. Because these people didn't wake up to go and party on their own. They didn't wake up to go and visit family members. They were on their way to a national assignment, national duty. And they just like that. And when you have a close relationship with someone who just passes like that, it's you. The person was not sick, nothing. They just died. Look at the people who passed. Very young, vibrant people, men. Murtala Muhammad.
Just mentioned every Friday at the Parliament Mosque, and the previous Friday before the Wednesday. Normally, when he will put my hand and put in his armpit and drag me and we'll go and pray. And just on Wednesday, on national assignment, and he goes like that.
May their souls rest in peace. But yes, IB, I'll start with you.
Yes, a very brief one. I think that the captain who spoke was very candid. I think the report was detailing and all-encompassing. He didn't mince words when he said that the aircraft lifespan was 10 years. We've gone more than 10 years, but we got back in touch with the manufacturer who gave us 3 months extension. I think that was a mistake because before that extension is given, there ought to have been some work done on the aircraft. If that was done, then the captain has not told us that. So subsequently, the government can give us that additional information, right? He also talked about the enhanced safety avionic features. In fact, that was the word he used. enhanced avionic safety features, and that there is one that could have scanned the weather, scanned the terrain, and alert the captain. Because many people have not paid attention to what he said. The final words of the captain will be, "Oh, high grounds. Oh, high grounds." It means, oh, mountain. So all of a sudden, they flew into a mountain. And that's what made the impact that resulted in the explosion and then the fire, as we witnessed. So what that simply means is that visibility was a challenge. The aircraft was not equipped with the features to just scan. Now even vehicles will scan when you are reversing and warn you that there's a danger behind you.
You are hitting something.
That's the point. This is a feature that was not on the aircraft. And so if these enhanced features were there, trust me, that scanning could have been done and then the pilot could have been alerted. Now, the captain was asked a question about emergency landing because even in Accra, the weather was bad, so it delayed, the flight delayed. But the crew had information, weather information. But the captain says the crew did not have information about their destination, the weather information about their destination. And that's equally a problem. Now, at a point in time, the weather was terrible, visibility was terrible. I think, and you see, whatever we say about this is to inform us for the future. Nobody's going to blame the dead. No. Let the dead rest. But it's a lesson to the living. I think that moving forward, we should orient our pilots, our captains, to know that it doesn't matter the VIPs you are flying. If per your training, you detect that there's a challenge, abort. I have a feeling that the captain considered the caliber of people he was flying and the assignment they had to deliver. And as a result, he could not tell them in their face that let's abort. I strongly believe so.
I do so. I do.
So moving forward.
What about if he did, but the officers involved said, Charlie, we need to be there, try, do everything possible.
That could have been
on the recorder. Never know.
That could have been on the recorder though. Because just as the captain is able to tell us that the final words were that, oh, high grounds. Meaning, oh, there's a mountain in front of us that we're unaware of.
That's the captain,
that's what the pilot said. High grounds. So that was it. Final words before impact.
So the people were actually around said it hit a mountain.
Yes, something, yes. So that it hit the mountain.
It hit a mountain. Yeah. And then before the explosion.
Yeah, so the minister yesterday in the budget, and I'm sure that's what we're going to do.
These are mountains that have existed.
Yeah.
No?
Yes. Yeah. The weather. You know, the helicopter is not like plane.
Exactly.
Right.
You use your eyes.
Yeah.
Helicopter.
Yeah.
That's why they don't even go
so high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unlike plane.
Yeah.
This is sad. Oh. It's extremely sad.
Yeah.
It's extremely
Serwaa,
sad, you know.
Ivy, are you done?
No. Yes, he's done.
Look, I think this is a lesson that we should not also politicize with some of these things that we do.
Right.
Look, we needed, I remember the last parliament, there was a proposal to buy some helicopters. Yeah. And some the Defense and Interior Committee even traveled and they inspected. And I remember when the debate came, there was serious confrontation on the floor of Parliament. You remember the banter between the then ranking member of Defense and Interior and the now Foreign Affairs Minister, who was not part of the trip. He did not inspect this thing, and he was criticizing the work of the people the delegation who went and inspected helicopters. And the thing was aborted. We didn't buy those helicopters. The whole thing. It's about time we stop this politicization of getting this serious equipment for our military, machines for our military. Look, Serwaa, we need to retool our military. We need to get, I bet to say that we don't even have, do we have jet fighters? Military. No. If something happens,
we have some semblance of something semblance of a jet
fighter. We need to be serious as a country if you really want to protect this country from external aggression. If something happens to this country today, look, Serwaa, We have the men, but we don't have the equipment.
We have the Ahoya.
We have the Ahoya people, but we don't have the equipment. So we need to retool our military. Look, I'm in support of equipping the military. We should not say the country is broke. We should stop this nonsense of all the time. 3 square meals, people are dying. That we need to do the critical things. We need to retool the military. And more importantly, Serwaa, this presidential jet thing, it's handled by the Air Force. We need to get a presidential jet. At what material moment, I don't know. But we need it. Look, I do not understand why a country like Ghana, we are supposed to be a civilized nation, in this first to gain independence in Sub-Saharan Africa, and all the accolades, the democratic credentials, and yet our president's queue to travel. How on earth? Why? Why is it that, why? Buying a presidential jet should be a problem for this country? That we have politicized the system so much that, look, I don't know if NDC attempts to buy MPP will politicize it like NDC did to MPP. I don't know. But we need to stop at a particular point and get a presidential jet befitting of this country. Look, our blasters, a lot of people travel. Blasters, we pay so much money to ferry our blasters across. They are currently in Japan. I think we have a friendly match with Japan, 10 a.m. today.
Oh, so they're
today.
in Japan.
You know the cost of a flight and all that. If we have a serious presidential jet, that can take about 50. 50 crowds said also.
Yeah, maybe 30.
50, maybe 30 or 40. We can do so much with it. Not just a president, but of course, presidency is number one. Gentleman of the land. So we get that is befitting of our president and the country. This thing about when this man makes he just make a statement in jest on the floor of parliament that the president cannot even shower. It became something very serious. It was so much attacked. But everybody knows a serious presidential jet, the president should be able to shower so that when he is going to an international event, he gets down straight to the refreshed straight to the place. But this thing too, the president is showering on air. The president is taking shower on air, as if it's something that is an abstract. That's how we have
take shower in the bathroom, not in the air.
That is it. That we in there. This is we said this as if this is an abstract thing, but this is what all serious countries
but people eat in the air as well.
You eat in the air. You even sleep in the air, and yet showering has become a problem. Those of you who take first class, don't you sleep and all that?
Like Serwaa.
And yet showering on this became something that so politicized that president wants to buy a plane to shower in it. But we need it at this material moment. Look, we cannot continue to race whole. We have one president. We cannot continue to race. President will go and take a flight. You don't know what will happen. We have to stop and get a presidential jet. Look, I do not care whether it's gotten in this by this administration. I need a presidential jet that is befitting of our president and this country, and retooling of our armed forces, the military, is very important. We should all look at it. If we're able to do all these things, we will not be talking about this rickety helicopter that has crashed, killed people, if we have not politicized it. And to get out one day and lose some valuable people of our country, it's so sad. So we should stop the politics and do the right thing as a country.
Right. I think that everyone has spoken on this.
Yes,
you haven't?
Yes, he has.
So we can just
he hasn't.
We can just tie that in with the budget quickly.
He hasn't.
I know because of time.
Yes, yes.
So what I think is that it's good that we have done a report and that an investigation has been done and that we have a report that says this. For me, the recommendations of the report is the way forward. One day, someone told me, if you have a setback, you can either decide to stay with the setback or move forward. The only way to move forward is to try and recover from the setback. So we have to move forward. The moving forward is the recommendations. Yesterday, when the Minister of Finance was reading the budget, and he got to the place where he said we're going to buy equipment for the military. I saw that. I had a reaction in the house. He said 2 aircrafts. Yay! And I was like, you see, this one is a result of propaganda.
Yes.
It's the result of propaganda. And the guilty party, unfortunately, is the current ruling government. They are the guilty party. For me, they are the ones that fueled the propaganda. And we are where we are right now. Now, they are faced with the reality. And the reality is that we need to have all these things that hitherto we have spoken against. So we need to now eat humble pie and tell everybody in Ghana that, hey, we need these things. Even if we have to apologize and say sorry, let's say sorry and let's get them, because the tooling of the military, these equipments that we need, the helicopters, the planes, and all those kind of things, they are so necessary and urgent that never again in our history should we politicize any administration that takes steps to acquire them. If you don't have them, if you don't have it, go to Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is our next door neighbor. Sometimes we pride ourselves. They have a national carrier, Air Avoir or something. They fly all over the continent. When their president is traveling, one of the Boeing 737s is converted to presidential jet, and that is what the president travels with. So the Ivorian president, we sit here and criticize them. We fight Nigeria every day about jollof, Ghana jollof and Nigeria jollof. We are always fighting with them. When the Nigerian president, the one we say, even in football, we say we are better than them. That we have qualified for World Cup. We have qualified for World Cup. They have not qualified. If their president is traveling, he has two options. He has two plain options. The one that takes him on a short journey and the one that takes him on a long journey. The only thing we are better with them is jollof, Ghana jollof.
Even that.
Some people's jollof doesn't match.
I don't take jollof, so I don't know.
Let's be better than them beyond jollof. Let's get something. Let's have some other bragging rights.
We are not even better than them in the jollof.
I know, but I'm just saying that let's have some better bragging rights. And look, the onus falls on this administration, this current administration, this President Mahama administration, which is an administration or a president who is not going to have a consecutive term. This is the last one.
All right, let me take a break.
Let
me take a break. When I come back, When I come back, we will do the budget very quickly. Just very quickly. Stay with me. I talk now. Anyway, let's quickly run through the budget. So yesterday, the finance minister presented the budget. We were initially told that the time, and please, let's be very quick, okay, so that the director doesn't cut me off. We're told the budget was supposed to start at 2 o'clock, later 12 noon. Now, finally, back to 2 o'clock. The budget presentation started around 5 o'clock. Yeah. What is the problem? But that's not even the point. What is this budget called, IB? Because
it doesn't have a name. Ato has refrained from. Oh,
they say team.
Oh no. So like a Jumapa budget, like a Radegm budget, those things. No.
But it has a thing. Yeah. Well, there were quite a number of things that the budget brought out. I mean that we noted. Key amongst them for many people is that the COVID levy is gone. Yeah. And for me personally, it's been long overdue. Yeah. We really had no business paying COVID levy still at this time of the year when we had nothing to do with COVID. There was a mention of the budget allocations to a few of the policies of government in Kokon Kitten, implementation of the 24-hour economy program, construction of the 1,000 kilometer of agriculture enclave route, operationalization of farmer service centers, the buffer stock company to purchase food produce, aquaculture development, the road maintenance trust fund, big push infrastructure, free senior high school, the Ghana Secondary Learning Improvement Program, the free tertiary education for persons with disabilities, the no-fee stress policy, the school feeding program, free sanitary pads, teacher trainee allowance, the Mahama Cares Trust Fund, nursing trainee allowances, and a few others. Generally, monitoring comments on social media, people said that they could see a difference between this budget and the previous budget. You know who they are talking about. It's not for me to say. But very quickly, please, because of time.
Yes,
you were in Parliament.
Yes, I was in Parliament, yes. I think the delay was because Parliament decided to consider the report of the Appointments Committee, which was a very controversial matter, so it dragged, right? For the first time, we had the budget in the evening. I've been in Parliament for a while. This is the first time I've covered an evening presented budget. Nonetheless, we are here. Takeaways, yes. It's good that COVID levy is finally gone. When you make a promise on a political campaign platform, you ought to fulfill those promises, and especially when those promises find expression in the party manifesto. That's a good one. VAT rate has been reduced from 21 to 20%, and the minister estimates that will mean over 6 billion Ghana cedis will be retained by businesses, right? That's equally positive. But one far-reaching directive that I think we should all monitor to ensure its implementation is a directive that all senior high schools should purchase locally produced rice, made in Ghana rice, and cereals. That's good and that's bold because we've sat here and talked about a ban on rice importation. And I have personally said that the reason why it's difficult to do that is that the importers fund political party activities. They are all party financiers. So if you want to ban importation of sugar, importation of rice, you will be in trouble. So for the president, through the minister, to give a directive that all senior high schools, or all GES and by extension, if government is buying rice, it should buy locally produced rice. It's a good thing. Because recently we had a conversation about rice glut. It simply means that many rice farmers in Ghana have harvested their rice. They don't have market for it. And it's getting rotten. And so such a directive is good. Yes. Aside that, the expressway and what have you. See, I believe in tangibles. We'll be back here, mid-year, to gauge the level of implementation. We'll be back here next year, if God doesn't kill us, to look at how much of these goodies in the budget have been implemented. But all in all, it's not a budget that has imposed a levy on me as a person, right? And so if I won't have to lose money as a result of the implementation of the budget, I'm okay. Yeah.
Audu.
Yes, so yes, everything looks good in the budget.
Okay.
As for the paper allocation, everything good.
Right.
I want to see proper disbursement, releases.
Right.
I went through the budget, about over 300 pages, to see if I will see the releases, but I think that will be done when they are considering the estimates.
Right.
I will want to see how much the big push. $800 million was given in 2025 budget, equivalent of 13 billion Ghana cedis. I want to see how much was released within the fiscal year. I am thinking that the release may, even if there was release, it will be negligible, and that there may be a rollover. That is why it's saying that the finance minister is saying that 2026 it will be 30 billion. So I want to see how much of the, as I said, 30 billion was released, so that we will be able to measure whether the 30 billion in 2026 will be feasible or be plausible. So that is it. But all in all, I think that, as I said, I want to see the releases. As for budget, you can allocate. It depends on whatever you want to do. Depend on the revenue that you generate. And budget, you have grants, loans, and then the internally generated funds that will make up your basket for you to spend. Government wants to spend over 357 billion in 2026. But if you don't get this money, sometimes they are able to get this money more, but the expenditure, you don't see it clearly. So I want to see the expenditure in 2025 when we get to the budget estimates and when they bring them for them to consider the allocations for each ministry or department or agency. Then we'll be able to tell whether this budget, 2026 budget, will be able to make a headway. Apart from that, I heard the minister say that some monies were disallowed. They were disallowance, and people brought arrears claims, and tried to paint a picture that it is something that the previous government wanted to fleece the Ghanaians. I think that would be unfair. Normally, when a new government comes, people bring all manner of claims, and therefore those claims are always vetted. Audited by government. You remember 2017 when MPP came, people brought claims about 11 billion. When the Auditor General went through those claims, about 5.7 billion was disallowed. So this is something that people do. When the new government comes, they all bring all manner of claims. And if you look at the reasons for the disallowance of those claims, it's the same. Those reasons are the same reasons he enumerated, and yet a picture was painted as if the previous government wanted to fleece the government with these claims that have been disallowed under this administration. There's nothing new. So as I have nothing much to say. There's no time. We would have gone into the various sectors, but we'll wait. This debate will be now. We'll be back here, God willing, to look at the releases. I'm particularly interested in the revenue that we got and how we spent that, and as to whether if Minister of Education was allocated 3 billion, how much was given in this fiscal year. You'll be able to do that to project the allocation for the disbursement in the ensuing year. Right. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, so resetting for growth, jobs, and economic transformation. That's the name of the budget.
That's the theme
of the budget.
Yes.
So there's a budget is considering growth, is considering jobs, and is considering economic transformation.
Yes.
So for me,
800,000.
Yeah. So for me, revenue is always the vital thing. Whenever I hear that,
so I just what is the women's bank?
We also got allocation.
There was an allocation for it.
To this budget.
Yes.
What happened to the 51?
So
the 2025.
No, but for government programs, every year, every budget captures, and then if there's additional allocation, it is done. If there's a rollover,
if you don't release, so then there was no release.
But you and I are aware that the bank has not been established yet, right? Right. So that one goes without saying.
So for me,
401 million cedis allocation for the women's development.
This one makes sense.
When we had budget 2025,
this one makes sense.
One of the vital things was the cancellation of the e-levy.
Yeah.
And I sat here in this chair and I said that government needs the revenue. Once you take that revenue source out, you would need a different source of revenue. Indeed, we got a different source, which is the fuel levy, which we are now paying. And that replaced the e-levy revenue that we needed. You can't create a revenue vacuum.
By the way, this one is getting more than the e-levy.
Yes.
The
but
levy.
Now we've taken away COVID levy. That revenue was filling a specific gap. If it's not going to come again, we are going to have to get that revenue from somewhere else.
Yes.
You know, when we took e-levy out in January or February, it took us about 4 or 5 months. By June, we were introducing a new levy. So if the government says that it's taking out COVID levy, definitely there's going to have to be another source of revenue
to
fill that gap that the COVID levy will create. And I'm looking forward to that source, because it cannot be that the 5-point-something billion Ghana cedis that we're generating in COVID levy, the government doesn't need it anymore, and that it will be fine.
Say prudent management will feel it.
Well, but we are here. I've said it again. We've taken it out. But sooner rather than later, we'll have to get that revenue from another source. And we wait to see which source it will be. Okay. Apart from that, we look forward for a brighter future in Ghana. Good morning.
Okay. We are resetting the country.
Yes.
Okay. So be positive about the
One budget at a time.
One budget at a time.
In fact, President launched, he commissioned, that one I'm interested in. Let me see.
I think you go and see the Agric Minister.
Yes, he's my friend. I'll have a meeting this afternoon.
I have to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I wanted to say about my route.
The road is bad.
The president commissioned the road from, I think, Techiman to Wa, and then Wa to my hometown, all that. I pray.
That's completed.
I pray that it's completed. They're giving 2 years.
Yes. All right, thank you. Wilberforce Osari is the political editor for Asasi Radio. Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper, and Ibrahim Al-Hassan.
Can't mention his name. Good morning.
So how will he know?
He knows he's the one.
Hey. Wait,
Bishop Ene Takia Boy's birthday.
Hey.
So happy birthday to Bishop Ene Takia Boy. And today is also the birthday of Major General Emmanuel Kutia, retired. It's also his birthday today. And today is the birthday of Justin Frimpong Kodia, General Secretary of the MPP. So 3 birthdays. Happy birthday to all of them.
Happy birthday from all of us. Stay with us. There's more. I'm joined in the studio by Manal Al-Ansi Esquire. She's a founder of Diaspora District. Good morning. How are you, Manal?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Great. So tell us about Diaspora District. What do you do?
So we're a diaspora relations organization where we connect experts and leaders across Africa and the diaspora to solve social challenges. And the one we're focusing on at this time is bridging education and workforce development, because we found it's pretty universal, whether you're in Atlanta or Accra or Addis Ababa, students are graduating and feeling ill-prepared for post-graduation life in their career and what leadership looks like next. So that's where we connect and we support.
Okay, so when you say that's where you connect, what then do you do exactly for these people?
So we do organizational and leadership development in general.
Okay.
And what we're doing in Ghana right now is this December 17th through the 20th, we are holding a global education conference at Alisa Hotel. And what's making it different is it's actually a cross-industry conference for global education. So usually when you go to education conferences, it's a lot of educational leaders or just policymakers or in the education space. But we think it's really important to bring people who are leading in different industries, across politics, across education, obviously. Because it's a structural issue, and we can change our practices if we stay siloed, but we're not going to change a system if we don't all come together and figure out what the lever is that we can pull for change.
Why did you choose Ghana?
Ghana? Well, naturally, with Diaspora District, I want to connect the diaspora in a meaningful way with our brothers and sisters that are on the continent.
Do you have roots?
Yes,
here?
I'm Ethiopian.
Right. You're not Ghanaian?
I'm not Ghanaian, but I'm very Pan-African, and I thought it was very important for me to model from a diaspora standpoint that we don't only need to go back to our birthplace, we need to be in solidarity with each other everywhere we are. And that's the tagline for Diaspora District, everywhere we are. And naturally, with the conference, one of the goals is to make sure that we are honoring and amplifying our genius and the thought leadership that came before us. And I immediately thought, well, I'm obviously not the first person to want to push for a diaspora connection, diaspora returning movement. And so I decided to start in Ghana to pay homage to the thought leadership of the Honorable Kwame Nkrumah, because that is the thought leadership that we continue to build upon. So it was more of a practice what you preach and modeling that as diaspora, we don't only need to care about the country or the specific people that we were born among.
Okay, so run us through what's happening in December here again.
I'm sorry?
What's happening in December
So
again?
in December, we are holding a cross-industry conference for education. So there are people, again, in different professional industries, in different political realms, and different educational spaces from across the world and across Africa that are coming in to Accra, Ghana at Alisa Hotel to discuss a very specific issue in education, which is bridging education and workforce development. We have people flying in. So far, the last time I checked the registration list, it was the US, the UK, Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, South Africa, obviously Ghana. I think I saw a couple registrations from Egypt. So it's going to be a good group of international leaders that are ready to move into action.
Right. What are some of the leaders coming, speakers?
Okay, so the exciting thing about what happened this week is locally, we were endorsed by the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
I'm very excited to have the Honorable Minister Idrisu will be speaking. We also have the Ministry of Youth Development and Employment that will be present. The National Chamber of Commerce in Nigeria is sending representation. We have different artists that are going to be present to talk about the creative economy piece locally. You know, everybody loves Reggie Rockstone. He'll be there. We have quite a list that is too much to rattle off right now, but we have been posting. We have the first Black woman commissioner from New York flying out. We have deans of multiple HBCUs coming out. The list goes on.
That's nice.
Yes,
and it's happening from the 17th to the 20th of December.
Yes,
at the Elisa Hotel. How do people register?
We are hoping that we can keep it under 200. My goal is to try to cap it at 150. Again, it's about quality over quantity. We want to be really intentional about who's in the space, who's speaking on changes that need to happen, who's had the professional and the personal lived experience to actually inform what change needs to look like in various aspects, like I mentioned, whether we're talking about the creative economy and AI and tech and entrepreneurship. How are we creating these bridges, and who are we bringing to the table that genuinely cares about the community?
Right. Okay, so I asked, how do people register?
So go to diasporadistrict.com, and we are running a promotion right now that's only for residents of Africa, where if you are a resident or an organization that's based in the continent, then you can have 50% off of your registration.
How much is the registration ordinarily?
So it's $495 US for a general ticket. The VIP ticket, which just includes the side events, is $650 USD. And so it's 50% off of that if you are based on the continent.
Okay. How do people contact you if they have any more inquiries to make?
Yeah, so we're on social media. You can find us at Diaspora District. You can reach out to team@diasporadistrict.com should you have questions for our team. And those are the best ways.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Manal Al-Ansi Esquire is the founder of Diaspora District. And do not miss out on the Global Education Conference, which is happening from the 17th to the 20th of December 2025 at the Elisa Hotel, Northridge. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Stay with me after the break. There's more. High School is celebrating their 35th anniversary and speech and prize giving day. To tell us more about it, I'm joined in the studio by Joshua Kitson. He's a member of the Ashaiman SHS All Students Association. Joshua? Okay.
Good morning.
And
thank you.
Nyatwame Yayira is the president of the All Students Association. And Felicia Mba is a member of the All Students Association, and Bediako Maxwell is also a member of the All Students Association. You're all welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us something small about Ashaiman Senior High School, for those who may not have followed Ashaiman Senior High School.
Yes, Ashaiman Senior High, I completed 1997.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I was 7 years.
And Ashaiman Senior High has been in existence since 1990.
Okay.
You know, Ashaiman is a very interesting place.
Right.
And our former president, may he so rest in peace, J.J. Rawlings, saw it very necessary to set up a senior high in Ashaiman.
Okay.
So that is how come the school started.
Okay.
And the difficulties we went through in the school till now, I think if you see how the school is today, we are really doing well.
Right.
By God's grace, yes.
Well done. So your 35th anniversary speech and prize giving day, you are Joseph or Joshua?
Joshua.
Joshua. Tell us about it. What should we expect?
We should expect a grand celebration since it's been our 35th anniversary.
35th?
35th. We did the 10 when I was on campus, and the 25th and 30th. But this being the 35th, we are expecting a great number of old students, looking at the number of years that it has been in existence. So we encourage every old student and everybody should turn the direction to Ashaiman to join us celebrate the Ashaiman Secondary School anniversary.
Okay, Madam President, you want to add something?
Yes. Ashaiman, I was born in Ashaiman. I went to nursery to SS in Ashaiman. And Ashaiman is a very nice place. People think Ashaiman is a difficult place, but we have so many wonderful people in Ashaiman. And I'm very, very proud to come from Ashaiman and to school there. So we invite all old students who went to school there, our friends, to come and join us to celebrate this wonderful day.
Okay. What about you?
So what I would say is, our president has said...
Are you a student or an old student? You are an old student. Okay.
Our president and Mr. Joshua has said a lot, but what I'll add to our viewers is that Ashaiman is a great community, and you know, Ashaiman Senior High School has been there since 1980.
Unfortunately, I cannot hear. I'll come back to you, but let me, if you can pass the microphone to her. So he said, forgive me, I have a flu. He said we should expect a great and grand celebration. What are some of the activities that will be taking place?
We are having this thing. We are going to award all students. There will be award given to best students since the school started till now. And then we are going to have so many activities. We are inviting so many people to come. There are a lot of people going to come from somewhere else. So we are expecting everyone to attend this program.
Okay,
because we have a lot.
You want to add something?
Yes. Some of the activities, they have already started. We started on the 10th. They did a float.
Okay.
They had a game for the old and the current students on campus. And then we had screening and then registration of health insurance for those on campus.
Okay.
Then the grand day will be giving award to the best WASI students, the overall best students, past headmasters, and then departmental awards. We are going to do all that, and all old students will meet and marry, because I'm sure some left the school. Tomorrow will be the day they will come back. So we are happy to welcome all of them on campus and share past memories.
That's lovely. Okay, so let me come back to you on what you wanted to say to add to it.
What I'll add to is our Ashaiman Senior High School, we had, when it comes to the performance of the National Science and Maths, we has been in the National Science and Maths for so long. We came in, we had a regional with Presec Legon, which is a category A school, and alongside the Cedar School, Accra Academy, Achimota School, and Ashaiman Senior High School. We became the fourth. We had a tiebreaker between Achimota Senior High and Ashaiman Senior High. And very unfortunate, with God, we became fourth in the regional champion. And this year too, we went at the 1A stage of the competition, and we has been producing a lot of people. Mr. Elvis Darko is at the New Center. He works at New Center. He is an old student of Ashaiman Senior High School. And we have one Mr. Mensah who works with GTV, a senior cameraman. So when you look at Ashaiman Senior High, it has produced a lot. But because of how the school, where the location of the school, people might think that Ashaiman is, but we have produced a lot of people from our school.
Right, I understand. So finally, when exactly, what are the dates for the speech and prize giving day?
It's tomorrow, 15th November. We are starting at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Yes, on the campus at Ashaiman Senior High.
Is it open to everybody?
Yes, it's open.
It's open
to everybody.
Okay. Is there a fee to pay to enter?
No. There is no fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wish you the very best with your senior high school and your speech and prize giving day. Quickly, I just want to... Okay. So Joshua Kitson is a member of the Ashaiman Senior High School All Students Association. Nyatswame Yaira is the president of the Ashaiman SHS Old Students Association. Feliciamba is a member of the Old Students Association, and Bediako Maxwell is also a member. Thank you so much once again. Let me quickly do some birthday messages before I wrap up the show. Happy birthday to an amazing boss and an incredible mother, Doris Dansoa Esquire, the registrar in charge of the General Jurisdiction, Criminal, Probate and Financial Courts at the Law Court Complex in Accra. Your strength, your kindness and dedication shine through in all you do. May your special day be as wonderful as you are, filled with love, laughter, and well-deserved happiness. From Mirinda, Ayaba, and Mutala Inusa. And of course, from me too. Happy birthday to you, Madam Registrar. Also, I wish you a wonderful chapter filled with happiness and answers to all your secret prayers. Have an amazing celebration, Rachel. From Tanya. Happy birthday to an amazing friend, Emefa. Wishing you a day filled with love, laughter, and all your favorite things. May your year ahead be filled with adventure, joy, and unforgettable moments. Here's to another year of making memories together. Happy glorious birthday to Mr. Kofito Tobi Kwache. Wishing a very happy birthday to the man we admire most. We wish you a long, healthy, and happy life filled with many more birthdays to celebrate. He's also the former National Security Coordinator. This is from the leadership of Street Church and its members. And that's it for the show. Thank you so much for your time and for the entire week. We'll be back next week, God willing. In the meantime, the news team will be here with you at 11:30 for the midday news. I am Serwaa Amihere. Have a good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy your weekend.